You are welcome. This is the Messiah Channel prophetic end time ministry dedicated to end time events. We are approaching the arrival of the Messiah, and we need to cross the dots, and we need to make sure that we know the end time nations and the end time players. We need to watch the signs of the end of the day of days, the signs of the end times. And so we are asking prophetic questions. Is America mentioned in the Bible? And what is America's role in the end times? Has America any destiny in the kingdom of the Messiah that is coming? We go and ask the questions because the questions are very important. They are very prophetic. Here we are, we have a nation. Presently, it is the richest nation in the world, very influential. And we have to ask a question: is that nation important in the kingdom of the Messiah? Is it relevant in the kingdom of the Messiah? Has America any role to play in the end times? So that's why we are asking the prophetic question: is America mentioned in the Bible? A lot of scholars conclude that America is not mentioned in the Bible. A lot of evangelicals also believe America is not mentioned in the Bible. And one of them is a famous author of the Bible reference book, Dick Annotated Bible Reference, DAKE. He's very famous. His reference Bible is very good, and he is well respected. Unfortunately, he makes a wrong conclusion that America is not in the Bible. Number one. Number two, America is not the Babylon spoken of in the book of Revelation. And he points to the old Babylon that will be revived. His reference Bible was published, I believe, in the 1970s. It's very old, and he has not revised it. And so the conclusion he gives to the world is that America is not mentioned in the Bible, and America is not the Babylon spoken of in the Bible. Those people who conclude that America is not mentioned in the Bible, they use a textual approach. What I mean by a textual approach is that they go straight to the Bible and they are looking for the words America. They are looking for United States of America, and it is not mentioned anywhere in the Bible. And so they falsely conclude that America is not mentioned in the Bible. And they are wrong because American doesn't have to be specifically referenced in the Bible by the name America, by the name US of A. America is referenced in the Bible, and it needs spiritual discernment and prophetic insight to decode America in the Bible. And so we will use an example from the book of Isaiah, Isaiah chapter 11, verse 11. Isaiah 11:11 is a key decoder of the places where the children of God will be gathered from. I'm talking about the Israelites who were scattered to all over the world. When you read Isaiah 11, verse 11, you know that America is decoded in Isaiah 11:11. So we read that for the record. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria and from Egypt and from Patros and from Cush and from Elam and from Shinar and from Hamath. and from the islands of the sea. And it's very important that the prophet Isaiah is mentioning islands of the sea, referring to geographic places. And which nations are the islands of the sea? That's Cuba, come in here, Haiti, Dominican Republic, Jamaica, and of course, the island, United States, surrounded by waters. And the prophet Isaiah is referencing the islands of the sea, is very key. The prophet is referencing the islands where the children of God were scattered to, and United States is a principal participant in the transatlantic slave trade, and America is the location of the children of God, the Israelites who were scattered over the world in fulfillment of prophecy. So no evangelical can conclude that Isaiah 11, verse 11, is not referring to America, because the West, America, the West, United States of America, is not written in Isaiah 11, verse 11, even though the prophet Isaiah specifically mentions Cush, Egypt, and Hamath. Of course, Cush. Presently, there's no nation by name Cush, but Bible scholars believe that Cush is in Africa. Of course, Cush is mentioned in the Bible. Egypt is mentioned in the Bible, and Cush is Africa, referring to Sudan or referring to Ethiopia. But of course, the Bible is referencing uh, actual locations, actual nations. Islands of the sea are not just islands uninhabited, they are not desolated. These are geographic positions, and the prophet Isaiah saw United States as an island, and of course, one of the places where the hidden Israelites will be gathered from when the Messiah comes to gather the outcasts of Israel and the dispersed of Judah, dispersed to nations over the world, four corners of the world. And United States is not forgotten. The United States is referenced as an island in Isaiah 11:11. The United States being a major participant in the scattering and dispersion of the Hebrew Israelites who are the chosen of God. Those people who say America is not mentioned in the Bible, they use an argument, and they quote the argument with scripture. And they are saying that America is not mentioned in the Bible because in the end of this, America will decline, one, or America will be defeated, two, or three, America will not participate in any major event in the end times. And when they talk about a major event in the end times, they are talking about the Ezekiel prophecy, Ezekiel chapter 38, regarding some nations that will gather, form a coalition in the end of days to invade Israel, the land of Israel, Palestine. America is not mentioned among those nations, and American evangelicals and scholars, they conclude that because America is not mentioned in Ezekiel prophecy, chapter 38 of the book of Ezekiel, America as a nation will probably have been defeated in the end of this, will have declined, and will have no influence in the events that will happen as prophesied in Ezekiel chapter 38. And that is why America is not mentioned in the Bible based upon their argument, because America in the end times will be irrelevant. If America will be irrelevant in the end times, it means that America would have deteriorated so bad, will have declined so bad that America will not be relevant in the end times. We are making this video at a time when the final trumpet of heaven has sounded based upon revelation given to me. And at this time, America is still strong, even though it is declining. And they are making America great again. That is a political slogan. And so America, I believe, will not fall totally to such a position that it will not be irrelevant in the end times. In the contrary, America will be relevant in the end times, and America has a role to play in the end times. And America is mentioned and it is referenced in the Bible as we go on with our discussion. And when we are looking at America being referenced in the Bible, we look at Jeremiah chapter 50 and 51 regarding Babylon, regarding the fall of Babylon. And similarly, we look at Revelation chapter 17 and chapter 18, referencing Babylon. And we also look at the prophecy of Isaiah regarding Babylon in Isaiah chapter 13. And when you look textually to the book of Revelation, chapter 18, and the book of Revelation, chapter 17, you see that the prophecy is describing a nation, and it is a piece of cloth that is tailored to fit America. The piece of cloth sewn in Revelation chapter 18 is fitting America, its size and its height and its weight, because the description of Babylon in Revelation chapter 18 is no different from the conditions existing in America at this time. And America, I believe, is the Babylon, and is the nation that will commit fornication, has committed fornication with the kings of the earth, being the major producer of pornography, and is leading in secularism, and is leading liberalism, and America is leading the war against God. America is leading in antichrist, apostatic activities in the world. And so America is well referenced in the book of Revelation, chapter 18, and the book of Revelation, chapter 17, and it also referenced in Jeremiah. And as I said, America, as a major participant in the transatlantic slave trade, is an island, of course, surrounded by Gulf of Mexico or Gulf of America, surrounded by the Atlantic Ocean, and also has a lot of rivers, has a lot of what they call waters, and they fit the description in Isaiah 11:11. And so, even though the prophet Isaiah does not use the words America, United States of America, capital Washington, D.C., the prophet saw an island that would be a location of the outcasts of Israel and the dispersed of Judah. And here you see, when you see Hebrew Israelites in America, whose ancestors are Hebrews, and they were scattered along slave ships, American ships, European ships, and then you cannot argue by any means possible that America is not mentioned in the Bible, America is not referenced in the Bible. And as I have discussed, I am going to say that America is mentioned in the Bible, and America is referenced in the Bible, and I'm using prophetic arguments. I'm using revelation that have been given to me over the years. to support my argument that America is mentioned in the Bible. Two, America has a role to play in the end times, and the destiny of America is very sad because America is the Babylon spoken of in the book of Revelation. And if you read about the book of Revelation, chapter 18, you know the destiny of America is a nation that will be destroyed, utterly destroyed, and it will be desolated. And so America will not be part of the kingdom of the Messiah that is coming, because it is a nation that has a distinction, prophetic distinction, biblical distinction of being a nation that will be utterly destroyed, because the iniquities of America, Babylon of our days, will reach heaven, has already reached heaven, and the Lord will remember the iniquities. Revelation chapter 18, verse 5. And for that reason, America will be destroyed. And so, contrary to the allegations of American evangelicals, biblical scholars, that America is not mentioned in the Bible, and also even if America is mentioned in the Bible, America is not the Babylon spoken of in the Bible. They are wrong, and their arguments are false. And so I'm looking at the prophetic grounds on which I base my argument that America is in the Bible, and America is the Babylon spoken of in the book of Revelation, chapter 18. America is the Babylon reference, double reference in Jeremiah chapter 50 and Jeremiah chapter 51. One, the fall of Babylon. And I saw a vision, I believe in 2018, about the fall of Babylon. And quickly, in that vision, I was asked a question by two young men. They were black Americans. And they asked me a question: when will Babylon fall? It was a quiz, and I didn't know the answer. And one of them told me that you have to read the book of Timothy to find out when Babylon will fall. And when I woke up from the vision, my conclusion is that the Lord was speaking about Babylon, i.e., aka United States of America. Why? Because the two men that I saw in the vision are black Americans. It means they are Americans. And prophetically and symbolically, they were asking me a question about the time when their country, or the place that they are sojourning temporarily will fall. They were telling me that America is the Babylon and it will fall. So they were asking me a question: when will Babylon fall? They didn't ask me a question: when will America fall? They used the prophetic name of America, and that is Babylon. And so that is one of the reasons prophetically that I'm concluding that United States of America, capital city, Washington, D.C., is the Babylon spoken of in the book of Revelation. And the second prophetic observation that I want to make is that somewhere in the year 2006, in the city of Baltimore, which is also in the United States, I saw an open vision about brimstone and fire, and I heard the words brimstone and fire. I saw a yellow cloud, and I heard the words brimstone and fire. And by revelation, the Lord is going to destroy Babylon with brimstone and fire. And if you do research, there are instances where the Lord uses brimstone and fire as instruments of judgment. Number one, the habitation of the wicked will be destroyed with brimstone and fire. And America is a wicked nation in the eyes of the Lord. So America will be destroyed with brimstone and fire. By research, one of the places that were destroyed with brimstone and fire is the city of Sodom and Gomorrah. And America is the Sodom, is the Gomorrah of our days. And similarly, as Sodom and Gomorrah were destroyed with brimstone and fire, America will be destroyed with brimstone and fire. And so 2006, in the city of Baltimore, the Lord was giving me an open vision of brimstone and fire. And on that basis, I conclude that America is the Babylon spoken of in the book of Revelation, and America's destruction will be a spectacular destruction. It will be an unusual destruction. It will be a cruel destruction because it will be a nation that will be destroyed with brimstone and fire, and it will be destroyed eternally. Conclusion is that America will not be part of the kingdom of the Messiah because America, the destiny is total desolation, total destruction with brimstone and fire based on the vision that I saw inside United States in the year 2006. In 2023, I did a fast. And when I did a fast, my fast was about a question. And the question is America the Babylon in the Bible? It was a special supplication prayers to the Lord. And the Lord did not answer me directly. And in the vision, I saw the Lord telling me to prepare a lecture on America's rule in the end times. Prepare a lecture, a seminar, a message about America's rule in the end time. What is the prophetic significance? The prophetic significance is that America has a role to play in the end times, and so it contradicts the false American evangelicals who conclude that America is not mentioned in the Bible, including the author of Dick Annotated Bible Reference, a famous reference that I cherish, but unfortunately, the author makes a prophetic error in concluding that America is not mentioned in the Bible. Two, America is not the Babylon spoken of in the Bible. In fact, there's a proverb, an African proverb. The proverb is that it says that nobody uses the left hand. This is my left hand. Nobody uses the left hand to show the road leading to his father's village. Let me repeat it. Nobody uses his left hand to show the road leading to his father's village. The interpretation is that in my culture, I'm an Ashanti from Ghana, and the culture is that you don't use your left hand to do so many things, to greet somebody and to show somebody a road, a way. And so if you use your left hand to show the road leading to your father's village, you have insulted your father. The interpretation is that no American, or rather, let me rephrase it. Many Americans will not want to show that America is the Babylon spoken of in the Bible because Babylon is not good. Babylon doesn't have a destiny to in the kingdom of the Messiah. Babylon will not be part of the kingdom of the Messiah. It's stated in the book of Revelation, it will be utterly destroyed with brimstone and fire. So why will you point to America as the Babylon? Yes, but thankfully, there are a lot of Americans, including those who are doing videos on the internet, and they are very honorable, they are very honest, and they conclude that America is the Babylon spoken of in the book of Revelation. These are Americans, including black Americans, including white Americans, and I congratulate them for their boldness and for their tenacity and their unbiased interpretation of the Bible. But for a lot of American evangelicals and American scholars, they don't want to use their left hand to show the road to America, and because they want to portray America in a light that is favorable to them. America is not Babylon. Babylon is Rome. Babylon is in Iraq. So America will not be destroyed. America is a Christian, quote unquote, nation. America has a currency. They've written on it, in God we trust. America is God's country. I'm here to tell you that America will be desolated and it will be destroyed, and it will be destroyed with brimstone and fire. And the Lord showed me in an open vision. When I say open vision, a vision that I saw in daylight, walking on the street called Harford Road, Harford, in Baltimore, the state of Maryland, in the year 2006. Prophetically, America is mentioned in the Bible, is referenced in the Bible, and has a destiny. And the destiny of America is that it will be totally destroyed with brimstone and fire, being the Babylon spoken of in the book of Revelation. We are still on America. We are still on the question, is America mentioned in the Bible? We are still on the question, is America the Babylon spoken of in the book of Revelation? And as I ponder on those questions, I remind you about the vision that I just mentioned to you, fasting and praying to ask the question whether America is the Babylon spoken of in the book of Revelation. And in the vision, as I told you, I was given a lecture, and the lecture was America's role in the end times. So the Lord is telling me that America has a role to play in the end times. So we go straight to the question, what is America's role in the end times? And as we ask that question, I refer you to a vision that I saw on July 20th, 2018. In that vision, I saw President Trump. He was in his first term, 2018, and July 20th to be very specific, and he was signing a document. And the document is the real world order, and by revelation, it is the new world order. President Trump, President of America, signing a document, the New World Order, is symbolic of America being the initiator and being the leader of the New World Order. The New World Order is a satanic order. It is Illuminati order. It's a Freemason order. It is an order initiated by Lucifer using his agents. We do not wrestle with flesh and blood. We wrestle with principalities. We wrestle against powers. We wrestle against spiritual wickedness in high places. We wrestle against wicked spirits occupying high places in the world. And so the Lord was telling me that America has a role to play in the end times, being the initiator of the New World Order, the globalist New World Order, initiated by America, will be initiated by America, has been initiated by America. And so here we go. America, the initiator of the New World Order, mentioned in the Bible, and of course, mentioned in the book of Revelation, chapter 13. We are asking the question, is America in the Bible? What is America's role in the end times? And the conclusion is that the text in the book of Revelation, chapter 18, mirrors America. The angels are describing America as we know. The nation leading in pornography, the nation leading the world in rebellion against God, the Babylon of our time, the nation that is the habitation of the outcasts of Israel and the dispersed of Judah, one of the locations, the islands of the sea, from where the Messiah will gather the outcasts of Israel and the dispersed of Judah. And when the Messiah comes to America, to gather the outcasts of Israel and the dispersed of Judah, you gather your naval forces and see whether you will contend, whether you can contend with the Messiah as he's gathering his people from your side, from your location, before America is totally desolated with brimstone and fire. Is America mentioned in the Bible? Is America in the Bible? For those who say America is not in the Bible, I believe that you don't have discernment. You are wrong. America is mentioned in the Bible. America has a role to play in the end times. America will be the initiator of the new world order. Yeah, the presidents of America have talked about it. Bush talked about it. The fathers of America, members of the Freemason, they talk about the new world order. Novus Ordo Seclorum is on their currency. And so why are you denying that America is mentioned in the Bible? Why are you denying that America is the Babylon spoken of in the Bible? Are you genuine? Are you sincere? Are you true? Are you true evangelicals? Are you true Bible scholars? Or you are just pretending? God cannot be mocked. The die is cast. America is mentioned in the Bible. And I believe America is the Babylon spoken of in the Bible. And I believe America will be the initiator of the New World Order, will provide the political, economic, and technological support for the beast system. And America will finally fulfill Revelation chapter 18, where the Lord destroys America eternally with fire, mentioned 3 times, mentioned several times, mentioned in the book of Revelation that America will be destroyed in 1 hour. In 1 hour, thy desolation will come. What's the application? Read Revelation chapter 18, verse 4. Come. Oh, come out of her, my people, so that you do not partake of her sins and you do not receive the plagues intended for Babylon, United States, a mystery Babylon. And that is my message. Thank you for watching this video. My email is raptureafrica@yahoo.com. Thank you very much.